those assembled here today to do the work of Jefferson County and for the citizens of this great county. Dear Lord, as we're about to sit down and to meaningfully go over these items, please give us the wisdom, the strength, the courage, and the guidance to do the right things. Dear Lord, we ask that you touch each of those who have been affected by the COVID-19. Touch them with your healing hands. Dear Lord, for the unrest that is prevalent in our country. Dear Lord, cast a calming spell over this so that we may work together and benefit together and to be able to prosper together. Dear Lord, we ask you to keep and guide us and protect us and draw us ever closer to thee. We ask these things in Jesus' name. Amen. Commissioner Tyson.
Yes, good morning, Commissioners. I have Community Development and Human Resource Services. Dr. Hamilton, please. We have quite a load today.
Mr. President,
Yes, ma'am.
are you taking the agenda out of order?
I did. Commissioner Tyson asked to go first, and she has a presentation today.
Good morning, Commissioners. We have 17 items this morning. The first one is a cooperation agreement with the City of Brighton for the Woodard CDBG Road Project. We'll be working with Roads and Trans on that and reimbursing them for the work that they will be doing in the amount of $150,000. Number two.
Is that the road to the Piggly Wiggly that was a consternation and all that? No, sir.
No.
No, sir. Okay. Number two is an agreement with CCR Architecture and Interiors for the Kimley Senior Center improvements. This is for environmental site assessment, architectural design, construction observation, and closeout. Their fee will be for $35,000 and paid with CDBG funds. Number three is for the Fair Housing Month. This resolution proclaims April 2021 to be Fair Housing Month in Jefferson County. Number four, I want to pull that one.
I was going to ask you what
Well, we've got to make some adjustment, but basically EDA at some point in time will be pulling out of the program, and we can just run it. We won't have to submit any quarterly reports, but there's been some things that we just learned that we need to make some adjustment to that resolution. Number five is Elise Verleen for Tunshell E. Gary. We gave her a home loan of $26,981, and she's paid that off in full. Number six is a CVEC CDBG grant from ADECA in the amount of $1,036,000 that we'll be receiving from the state for rental assistance, utility assistance, food assistance, and administration.
What is the CV part of the CV?
Well, that's that CARES coronavirus.
Okay.
Number seven.
This is a completely different.
This is different. That is correct. That's correct.
Okay.
Okay. Number seven. Number seven is a contract with One Roof for the CARES ESG program 19CV. We're basically enhancing or increasing the administrative cost by $70,750, and that will be coming out of the Federal CARES Act.
Dr. Hamilton, I have a question.
Yes.
Is One Roof the only agency that the county is working with as it relates to the homeless population?
No, ma'am.
In terms of CARES Act?
No, ma'am. You'll see down further on the agenda, we've got about 5 or 6 other agencies that we're working with.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Number 8 is a cooperation agreement for the Bagley Volunteer Fire and Rescue program, and this will be paid. There's no cost involved, just basically specifies the requirements of the program. Number 9 is a agreement with ESA or Engineering Service Associates for the Fairfield Community Center project. We're paying for that out of CDBG funds, and the amount of the contract is $40,040 to be paid for with our federal funds. Number 10 is a Amendment number 2, fire station numbers to amendment number 3 for the Fairfield Fire Station. Basically, that project is complete, but we're just needing some additional time to close it out, and we're extending that out to June the 2nd, 2021. Number 11 is to award a contract with Costin General Contractors for the Mogul Storm Shelter in the amount of $336,316, and that will be paid for with our CDBG funds.
What kind of shelter is that?
It's going to be prefab. Okay, number 12 is a cooperative downtown ministries grant, and this is again another continuum of care agency for our ESG program in the amount of $25,000. That's the men's homeless shelter, which is located off of 3rd Avenue North. Number 13 is another agreement with One Roof for our ESG program for the amount of $20,417, and that will be for street outreach. Number 14 is also an ESG contract with the county and Pathways in the amount of $25,000, which will also be paid with our federal ESG funds.
Is 12, 13, 14, is those amounts for administrative costs?
No, that's for essential service for them to provide services to the homeless population.
Dr. Hamilton, then let me ask this question. I see that you have one item which was 7, and that is $70,750.
Right.
And I'm speaking of One Roof. Okay, and then you have One Roof again, and you have them at $20,014. And I'm looking at, in comparison to the other agencies, that this One Roof seems to be getting a little bit more
Right.
than these others. Is there any particular reason why?
Yes, ma'am. Okay, so the first one back over on 7, that's from our CARES program. And these other ones are from our regular ESG. So we don't get but like $200,000 from our regular ESG program. And so the amount that we're funding those are in line with the budget that we receive from HUD. Let's see, where was our Pathways? 15 is with Thompson Architecture, also for the Fairfield Fire Station number 2, amendment number 2. Again, that project is done. We're just needing some extra time to close it out, and it will terminate on June 2nd, 2021. Number 16, again with our regular ESG program, we're proposing $10,000 for the YWCA Family Violence Center out of our regular ESG program. And the last item is with Costin General Contractors out of our general funds for the Bagley Fire Station, and this is for site work in the amount of $69,034.
Do we have any questions? And can I get a motion to approve 1 through 17, pulling item 4?
Hold on just a minute. Why we're withdrawing number 4?
Yeah, so this one is the defederalization of our EDA loan program. There's some adjustments that we've just learned from EDA that need to be made to that program, so we need to pull that and bring it back.
It's item 5.
It's item,
Well, I see it as item 4. We're talking about
It's item 4.
defederalization.
it's 409.
All right, second.
It's been first and it's been second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Okay, I have some community grants, 1 through 5.
Move items.
Second.
It's been first and second.
5 or 1 through 4?
It's 1 through, I'm sorry, 1 through 4.
You amend your motion?
Move items 1 through 4 as
1 through 4, I'm
amended.
sorry. It's been, first and second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, I have a presentation from Protective Life. Could you, they're giving us an update. And you also have an update on the transportation summary and the vaccination site list I gave you earlier.
Thanks for having me here this morning. Okay to begin?
Yes. you can
Okay,
begin.
great. Thanks. I'm Scott Adams from Protective Life. I'm the Executive Vice President for Corporate Responsibility, Strategy, and Innovation at Protective. In that role, I have oversight that corporate responsibility includes our community engagement, our foundation, our brand and social, and our corporate communications team. With me today, I have Toby Marcus, also from Protective, who's a member of my team. Rashida Leroy, who's part of LRY, who's been our partner in a program we have around some community listening that we're planning to do. But just real quick, just to remind you, Protective, this is our 114th year. Will be our 114th anniversary in Protective this year. This is our home. It's our corporate headquarters. We're very vested in Birmingham and very vested in the communities of Birmingham. And when we had the opportunity to do the naming rights for the stadium, we were excited about that opportunity and the opportunity it presented for economic development, for tourism, but also for the residents and the businesses of our city and the opportunity that presented. At the same time, I don't profess to know what's on everybody's minds in Birmingham about the stadium, and particularly if you're a neighborhood resident or a business right around the stadium. And so in partnership with Rashida and her team, we're planning to engage in some community listening, some roundtable discussions, just to hear what is on residents' minds, both what are they excited about, and we hope they're excited about lots of things, but also what concerns they may have and how we might be able to address those concerns. And I will say, obviously, that's in partnership. It's not just about us, it's also the BJCC. And we also, eyes wide open, we know we can't solve all problems, but we want to go and listen and at least to hear what's on people's minds and come away after those listening sessions with some build an action plan and engage not only ourselves but perhaps others in what we can go do to address whatever those concerns are or build on that excitement about the stadium. And so that's what we're about. Again, we just wanted to share this with you as informational. Good news, we're not asking for any approval or any money or anything. We just wanted to let you know. Yeah, I know you'd like that, Joe. That we plan to do that. And we're looking forward to that. We think it's an important part of being a good neighbor, as our name is on that stadium as we go into the fall, and hopefully it'll be open with lots of excitement. So we just wanted you to know that. You have a one-pager in front of you. If Rashida's here, she can talk to a little more details if you'd like more details, and happy to answer any questions that you may have.
So I have a question.
Yes.
I noticed this morning as I was approaching the exit, noticed that your I don't know if you call it a scoreboard. I noticed that it was up. Obviously, in marketing, you see something colorful, it caught my eye.
Right.
So when you say listening session, what does that look like? I mean, the stadium is going to be up and running, so I mean,
Right.
What are you hoping to have listening to? And then, Rashida, is that something that you can respond to? I just want to know, what are we listening?
Absolutely. And so I think you're right. What we're listening for is not a conversation of course, should the stadium be here, should it not be here, right? Mm-hmm. We're at that point where it's here. We feel like it's going to be a great opportunity. So what we're listening for now is how can we create more opportunities? How can Protective come into the neighborhood and be a good neighbor? I think a lot of times when we think about community engagement, the approach is go do first. And then we get feedback after we have implemented programs or made decisions. And so our approach really is, before we make a single decision, we want to talk to the residents. We want to talk to the neighborhood presidents, the CAB president. We want to talk to residents who are actively on the ground, working every day in these spaces. And we want to hear what they have to say now that the space is there. And so when we talk about a listening tour, it's exactly that.
And I can say that they have been working with me. That is my district. I do cover that area directly where the stadium, Top Golf, and all the other building is in that area. I have been talking actually having Zoom meetings with the neighborhood officers, and then even with pastors and different other leaders that's actually in that area. I wish we had other partners like you, because what you're bringing the people to the table, and you are bringing their concerns, even with, I would say, even with Mr. Kelly, he's actually been doing the talking sessions, and it's been going on right now for about a year, maybe a little over a year, the engagement with the community, with even ideas put on the table, with even redoing the landscaping within the neighborhoods, transforming some older houses and just making them more sufficient for utilities and handicap ramps, because there's a lot of senior citizens over there. So we have had an opportunity to actually talk to them, to assist them. We are doing utility programs over there, along with the food giveaway. A lot of people don't want food. You think they do, but a lot of people don't. So we are careful about exactly what we bring to them. We bring in what they ask us for and the assistance that they see that they want within their household. And when I say I'm knocking, I knocked on the doors within a mile radius of that area. We invited everyone, but I did cover within that where they are building it. And so we have something else coming up later in May, and I will bring it to the commission, which will, I think it's going to be fine.
So the reason why I'm asking is because the stadium is going to be for Jefferson County, okay? And even though I share in a part over there in Norwood myself, that's irrelevant. What I'm saying, I really want to get to the nuts and bolts of, if there is a community engagement, I've got to wrap my mind around what does that look like, because there's only so much that they can say. The stadium is here. I mean, it is what it is. So, for example, I had to speak at a church not too long ago, right over there off Norwood Boulevard, and the pastor was even asking me about some of the things that was going on. So it's obvious there's a gap there, and I get that point, but how much of what their interests are has an opportunity to be implemented is really where I'm going with it. You understand what I mean? Because what we don't want it to appear is that we're having conversations that's going to translate to it actually being implemented. And that's the reason why I'm asking what I am. And so that I won't put you on the spot, what I will do is I'll save my questions. I'll reserve that until out the door. But I do have some things, because I know that the pastor told me that they were interested in purchasing adjacent property and was having difficulty doing that, okay? And it is because of some of the development that is happening. And I thought that was very interesting. So I think that I can reserve that. I appreciate the piece of talking to folks. But I will tell you that sometimes conversations are better received if it's not once it has gotten so far out of the gate that they don't see it being transactional. Does that make sense what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So that's not to hop on you as much as to say, I just want to get that clear understanding of some things. I know that the residents, there's another project that is coming up in addition to the stadium, and a lot of folks don't even know that. You understand? So I think that as you move forward, some real good conversation translating into efforts, it's going to be appreciated.
Absolutely. Thank you for that.
So basically, this is a engagement of the community surrounding the stadium.
Correct.
What I understand.
Yes. And there's other groups. It's one more group that has been out there too, and that's with Carol Clark. And they have been out there since the concept, since the city actually have voted on the stadium. So they have been out there actually since day one. And I have all of her data that I will share with them. So they've been out there a couple of years covering that area.
Since you have your finger on that pulse, Is the community generally satisfied with what's going on?
Yeah, it's some things that they would like. I can give you a whole write-up, it's maybe about 25 pages, because it was years of listening, it just hadn't started. But the most of the things they want, a lot of them are senior citizens, they want their property improved. They already know that with all of this building coming, the cost of the property is going up. So they want like a lot of home improvements because they really can't afford to do it. And they want landscaping improvements, you know, with the sidewalks and the streets and all of that. And I can also give you that plan. And it's another plan that's on the table that I can give you that's consisting with neighborhood housing, actually is coming in and actually is going to do the work within the north side community. And they're going to cover all of the community area over there. And I can give you all of that paperwork.
In these actionable items, I think that's what
they are doable.
They're actionable items, and you will partner to get these done?
Yeah.
Well, that's what we're going to do the listening for.
Yeah.
And figure out what's a plan, what's a doable plan.
Kind of to.
Yeah, because I was about to say, no, that's not what I'm getting. I'm telling you, there are some serious concerns over there.
Well,
and so when Jimmy asked the question about the pulse, there's a sharing of pulse, okay? And I'm telling you that there's some concerns about homeowners having an issue with even if they have a burned structure and the rebuilding of that structure and having difficulty with getting some things done. That's the reason why I said I want, if it's going to be a conversation had, I think it needs to be, it's got to have an overlay of some real discussion, okay? I'm telling you, because that was conversation that I didn't ask for, and it was brought to my attention, and I share their concerns, just being very candid with you, because anytime there's development and people don't know that there's new development, all they know is that they're trying to do some things, and there's a stoppage that's taking place, and they don't understand why. Okay, that is very concerning. And in addition to that, for those properties that are in that area, I saw that there were some homes being renovated, for example, and one of the things the pastor told me, he said, look over there. We tried to purchase that property. You know how much that property is going for now? It's sold for over $300,000. Okay, here's another property that's sold for over $200,000. Well, I already know what that means. That for those seniors who have paid for their properties in full, what's going to happen is that the tax that's associated with their property is going up. They're not going to be able to afford to pay the taxes associated with it. There's a lot of folk that I know from over there because of the fact that I have family there. So I'm just telling you that there's going to be some real talk that I think all parties involved really need to have. There's some serious concerns that are over there.
So kind of to your point, following up, is Northside Park is a part of that redevelopment, which hasn't been said, but a lot of those questions and concerns may be more revolving around Northside Park rather than the stadium. So either, if you don't have corporate realty already, they do?
Yeah, Robert.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Awesome.
Robert's on our radar screen,
Good.
definitely.
Yeah.
Good.
Yep.
And it's more of the park than it is. And I have my aunt stay over there, and she's tax exempt because she's 89 years old. So she don't. Most people, senior citizens, are tax exempt, so she don't have to pay property tax. So they take care of that.
I look
Thank
forward
y'all
to
so
getting
much
your
for coming.
information.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate your time.
Thank you so much, commissioners. That ends my report.
Thank you. Commissioner Scales, we'll go back to in order. Thank y'all for coming.
Thank you, Commissioner. Appreciate you.
Hey, Darrell.
Thank you. And Mr. President, I still want to reiterate the fact, for the record, that about knowing what's going on over there, I'd appreciate that, that my statements are taken and absorbed, even, so it's some real issues, and it's not just the new development. It's even dealing with that stadium too.
Okay.
So, I know people think that there's only one person got the pulse on folk, but that's not true. All right, so let me get on to number one, Public Works, Community Services, Intergovernmental Relations Committee. We have one item, which is Mission Communications, LLC. It's about a remote pump station monitoring, data collection, and alarms. This is an agreement to provide web-hosted pump station data collection, and what is being requested is $161,176.80, and it's for a contract of 3 years, and so we have a 30-day cancellation in the event that there is any disagreement with that. So is that you, Cal, or is that going to be? Yes.
I move that.
Second.
Item
I do
is
have a
removed.
question.
Okay.
Is this a $161,000 per year, or is that $160,000 over the 3 years?
Commissioner, this is David. It's 160 for 3 years, so 50-something a year.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Item has been moved and properly seconded. All those in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye. You have anything?
No.
Okay, that concludes
I'm sorry.
District 1. We're going down to District 3, Administrative and Infrastructure Committee. Roads and Trans. We have an auction to dispose of surplus county vehicles and heavy equipment.
Move it.
Second.
All in favor say aye. Aye. Have a nuisance wildlife, beaver control. Anybody want to approve the beaver control?
Well, I have a beaver problem too, but mine didn't get included in this because we got some flooding on Sunrise Drive, but
As do I, Commissioner. Do you want to amend this to include yours?
no, we'll move it as
Okay.
it is.
Chair will need to entertain a motion then.
Move it.
Second.
Moved and second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. We have Alabama Power Utility relocation and ALDOT courtesy notification for pavement preservation and the City of Warrior debris MOU.
Move 3, 4, 5.
Second.
3, 4, and 5 have been moved and seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
County Attorney, we have a couple of sets of minutes. A Corvell Comp Claim Management Services.
I'll move items 1 through 3.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you very much. Sheriff has nothing. County Manager.
Nothing.
Do you, how are we going to do that?
It's,
Is it going to be on Joe?
yeah, it's on the
Okay.
finance.
All right. So it's not going to be county man. All right. We also have an employment agreement with Mr. Lawson. It's his time again. Congratulations, Theo. Job well done. Chair will entertain a motion.
I'd like to table this
Second.
for further conversation.
Move the item.
Overruled.
Move the item.
Motion been made and seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
I gave you forewarning. I was going to
Yeah.
be. I got to make your heart flutter a little bit.
Well, next is going to be Finance, Judicial, Emergency Management, and Developmental Services Committee. You got a mouthful, Joe. You know that?
Yeah, I do. Finance.
I'm gonna step back.
Bring me a water, Tim.
Good morning, Commissioners. Item number 1, we would like to pull that item. We need to do some additional follow-up on that. Item number 2 is the unusual demand report. Item 3 is the fixed asset disposal. Item 4, 5, and 6 are our purchasing agenda, purchasing exception and encumbrance reports for the week of March 25th through March 31st and April 1st through April 7th. Item number 7 is our procurement statement for Regions Bank for the March 31st.
Do I have a motion for items 2 through 7?
Move item.
Second.
Motion and second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Okay, under Budget Management Office, we have multiple staff development, individual staff development, and informational items for travel.
Do I have a motion?
Move item.
Motion and second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Under budget, we also have a budget amendment to create a cost center for the compliance office. These funds are being transferred from HR and the county manager's office with no impact to the overall budget. And this is for a 6-month period.
There's no impact for this year's budget, right?
Well, we don't expect there to be an impact overall because we'll be shifting funds between HR and compliance, and any position requests will come through the county manager's office for consideration.
Okay.
I'll move the item.
Have a motion. Second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Okay.
All I have.
I'll move the 2
Looking at
items.
the department also, we did receive on Friday, $70,000+ that result of our consent issues too.
And that will be applied toward this.
Yeah, it's required, that money is.
But we weren't counting on that money initially, though, were we?
I'm sorry?
We weren't counting on that money when we made the budget amendment.
No, I was just bringing that to your attention. We received that on Friday, we got, so a little $70,000. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll move items 1, 2, 3 for the Board of Registrars.
Second.
Motion and second. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Very good, Barry. Good job. And we're working on Trustful. I think we're getting close.
Yes, Trustful should be in 2 weeks, and I think Commissioner Scales slipped out. There's one in Fairfield we've been working on quite a while.
Yeah.
I've been working with Wendy and Hoover about Hoover Rec Center. They wanted to take the lead on that. I'm about ready to jump in and help them because we need to get moving on Hoover Rec Center.
If you need me or Jimmy to help you.
They've been really busy, so hopefully we'll pick that up and we'll address the Hoover Rec Center also. So, but others are in the pipeline. Thank y'all.
Good deal. Thank you.
Thanks. All right, we have for the circuit clerk, anybody want to take that one on the air?
Thank you.
This is a no-cost change order to extend the SELA in the circuit clerk's office. Second one is Jefferson County Soil and Conservation Foundation grant agreement for $6,200. And the third item is a resolution to name a public street logistics drive in the unincorporated area of Jefferson County, I would presume.
Move that.
Second.
Can I get a motion on all three?
Sure.
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Tell us about this logistics drive. Is that an old road? Is that something we converted, or is that one new, or what is that?
County Development Services. That is a new road, the road
It's a
that
new
they
road.
built it. Off Farm Road.
Lowe's distribution.
Okay. Did we build it?
No, we're not building it, but it gives them an address to their,
So they can get their mail. They hadn't been able to get any mail.
and all
They
their
had
trucks
address.
and all that.
That's the Lowe's.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. District Attorney's Office, we have an item for an appointed confidential assistant for the DA in Birmingham.
Move item.
Have a motion?
I'll second it.
Have a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. EMA, we have global fire sprinklers and a lease agreement, Jefferson County, global fire sprinklers for general services. This is Jeff, are you on there? Is that,
Yes, we're here. Any questions?
is this something that's new, or just
It's a standard service contract.
okay.
Didn't cut his TV down.
You blowing Helen's ears out up here, Jeff. All right, do I have a motion on global fire sprinklers?
Move item.
Have a motion?
Second.
All in favor, please say aye. Aye. We have a lease agreement, Jefferson Credit Union, what's that about? We're opening a bank branch here, is that what I read?
So this is the existing facility on the bridge that we are doing a 15-year extension on their lease. Actually, it's a new lease for 15 years with the credit union.
Oh, okay.
I move it.
All right.
Second.
Have a motion second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Thank you, Jeff. All right. General Retirement System, Personnel Board, Jefferson County, PBJC contract for UAB for DEI testing training. This is a contract for UAB for diversity, equity, and inclusion training for an amount of $2,000. Do I have a motion?
No doubt.
Have a motion?
Second.
All in favor, please say aye. All right, I have a community grant for the city of Kimberly in the amount of $7,500. Have a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
I have an item for new business, and let me just kind of go over this real quick. I know y'all got handed this. This is a resolution to the Jefferson County Commission that the President is hereby authorized to execute a memorandum of understanding and agreement with Greater Birmingham Humane Society for the purchase of land to be used for the construction of an animal control facility. We've been working on this for umpteen months. This is the facility out of Lake Shore and Sydney Drive.
Beautiful.
We have negotiated with U.S. Steel that there were initially 3 or 4 lots up for sale. The Humane Society entered into a contract for lots 1, 2, and 3. And then we came in, and what we're going to do is we're going to buy lot 2, and we're going to buy lot 1. And for the reduced price on lot 1, we're going to build a roundabout going into Red Mountain Park, and then we'll take control of lot 1. And so we had this all ready to go, except then the Humane Society came back and said, listen, we need a little bit more of a lot 2. So we're going to have it resurveyed, and that's basically what this is to go forward with what we've been doing, what we've been talking about. It's not anything new, not anything surprising, but we're going to have it resurveyed because the agreement price that we agreed to pay for lot 2 and lot 1 will now go down.
Okay.
So, because they're taking a little bit more. It's about an acre, maybe a little bit more than an acre, but it's just a sliver of a piece of land that they're just having to move over a little bit to the east. So that's what this is about. This is not anything new, but we have to get into a memorandum of understanding between us and the Humane Society, because the original contract said the Humane Society would buy the land, and then they could assign us the right to buy our part of the land. Well, we're saying, hey, why don't we just come in and buy our part of the land, y'all buy y'all part of the land, and just keep it separate, which is kind of what our intention has been the whole time we've been working on this thing, that whatever we buy is going to be ours. Well, that got a little bit fuzzy for Pittsburgh. So they said, well, we got to go back and change all the agreement up in Pittsburgh and get all these 8 signatures. So then we were going to do it another way, and then Pittsburgh evidently got the release and said, yeah, y'all can split it up and do it. So that's exactly what we're going to do, to make our portion ours, their portion theirs. We're going to work together with them on animal control. But this carves it out that we can buy this piece of property for this much money. We're going to continue to do lot 1. We're going to continue to do the roundabout for our agreement with U.S. Steel. But this is a separate contract, and this just sets it out that it's separate from U.S. Steel. I mean, the Humane Society.
It's beautiful over there.
Our road is going to do the roundabout. Do we know what the cost of that's going to be? Is that considered in this project?
It is. It is because we would get the right of way, we're moving the road over. The vacated right of way would be given to the county, and the cost of lot 1 is almost nothing. So, you know, right now the preliminary estimate for the roundabout is probably $700,000 or $800,000, but that's very preliminary. We're waiting on the survey, and once this gets done and y'all go forward with the property, the architect Jeff and Heather will go forward with topographic survey so we can get all that designed and priced out.
And this is
So basically, we would own the impoundment building, and the Humane Society will have their buildings.
Correct. And in addition to that, we have Lot 1, which is now a little sliver of land, but when we reroute the road, it's going to be a very nice parcel of land with a right-of-way going into the roundabout, and then Lot 2 will be like next to it.
Sounds like a great deal. If Birmingham ever come through, do they pay their part?
With regard to?
With regard to the $600,000.
Yeah, I think that they were down to, last time I checked, maybe 20 that was due and all.
That was
So
due.
they're back up to their monthly.
Right.
They're okay with their monthly.
Yeah.
All right, now how do they fit into this, or do they at all? They don't.
And as we all know, this is near and dear to my heart, but the county has their own separate facility. And so we made sure with this arrangement that this was our own separate facility, separate and apart even from the Humane Society. This is our separate property because the county is required to maintain that boundary.
By statute.
So this is by statute, so this is not married to anybody. This is an opportunity to own our own facility and our own property. It just works out well because of its proximity both to the highway and potentially to the Humane Society. But either way, this belongs to us.
I move for unanimous consent of one item of new business.
Have a motion
Second.
and a second. Ms. Diliberto, do we need to call a roll, or can we just say, call the vote?
No.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Now I put forth a resolution for a motion.
Can I ask just real
Yeah.
quick, the timing, is there a sense of urgency?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, we've already, it's with U.S. Steel.
Yeah.
And their agreement. That's the issue. And they've already extended once, now they're extended to middle of May, so we need to move on this.
Move the item.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any other questions? We will be coming back with another agreement once we get the building started and that sort of thing, get the plot exactly, and then we'll come back with some kind of a lease agreement and memorandum of understanding to lease our building to Humane Society in conjunction with working together on the animal control. All right, that concludes our report.
Commissioner. Adam?
All right. Information technology and economic development. I have two items. One is a community grant for the State of Sunrise Rotary. That is to support the first responder celebration held at the State City Hall. Can I get a motion on that?
Move that.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Number two, last meeting, we amended the agreement with the World Police and Fire Games, and this is just to move our funding up a year, and so it doesn't change the total. It's still what it is. It's just moving it up so they can have some money other than what's coming from the Convention and Visitors Bureau to get things going.
Yeah, which is kind of taking a pretty bad hit here lately. Let me ask you this, and this is a very important question. Is this okay with SDs?
I'm assuming. I have a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. And just a quick update, if you have not had an opportunity yet to speak with J.W. Carpenter with Prosper Birmingham, really appreciate it if everybody would take an opportunity to at least speak with him. They're doing some community sessions. It's a good program, and I hope you'll take the time to meet with them. Great event on Sunday or all weekend for barbers in the Honda Grand Prix of Alabama. There was a meet and greet with the CEO of PNC Bank. PNC bought BBVA, and he committed himself and his bank to Alabama and to Birmingham and Jefferson County, and they want to grow here. So there'll be a number of jobs that will be announced here, most of them dealing with data science, which fits right into what UAB is doing, and Birmingham Southern is also adding a program to their university in data science. So big deal, and we have a big partner from PNC in the future here in the county. That ends my report.
Okay, thank you. We do have today at 2 o'clock, the federal vaccination site at Watermark Place.
Yes.
Is going to have their coming out party. And I believe that there are going to be federal, state, and local officials there.
Yes.
To welcome that. That will be a regional site. When I say regional, I mean anyone that wants one can get one. How about that?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
That's in the state
Yeah.
right now.
Anyone who wants one can get one. And what am I saying? A vaccination.
Absolutely.
So if you want a vaccination, come to Watermark Place latter part of this week and 7 days a week. You're welcome to come get a vaccination. There are no excuses now.
Absolutely.
It's just say no excuses. Say no excuses.
No excuses.
Okay, no excuses. So that takes care of that. Garbage service, I need an update.
Okay.
I'm still working, yeah.
As of late last night, Rick with Amway sent in a report. I've emailed it to you all, so you'll have it in your email. Every complaint listed. 323 missed garbage picks up this week. However, they feel like their pickup time, they've completed each pickup by 6 o'clock each night. And that's an indication that things are starting to go a whole lot better. They have, on our request, early last week, asked them to get more staff to cover the phones and the emails. We're still dealing with a lot of customers that did not have service, that are trying to get service, who the previous company was picking up. So they've been getting garbage pickup, and our new contractor didn't have a record of it. So now they've been getting flooded with those calls. So they added, I think, 4 additional staff. And as of yesterday, and they committed to hiring a third party for additional phone and email support to set up these new accounts and get the missed carts out there. In that same regard, they delivered 1,200 carts to customers who we didn't know about, with about 400 more to go that they expect to have complete by this week. And most importantly, they're beefing up the bandwidth of their office staff to take all the calls and emails to get the new accounts signed up faster. Also, Amwaste, the old Waste Management, the old contractor, has also hired an additional third party to really get on and pick up all the old carts. They really did a poor job on their first round of getting those, and they're making a push now. Expect to have that done within a week and a half.
Yeah, and a lot of people probably didn't know that they were coming to pick them up. I don't know. I'll tell you what, this Mr. Sweeney that came and met with us and offered to do, I think he's doing a great job. I think this will work out. And there was a lot of complications in the transition process, but I think it's going to be fine. It's when you don't get your garbage picked up, that causes problems. We understand that. So we'll see y'all all Friday morning. Bring your boots and work gloves. We're going to go pick up some garbage.
Well, I do that every day. So.
I want to remind everyone before we do, our commission meeting is in Bessemer on Thursday, 9 o'clock.
Is it Zoom, Helen? Is it Zoom accessible?
Yeah, Zoom, and it'll just be live on Facebook.
So,
Gotta make one announcement.
so we have that. Cal, do you have anything else you want?
No, sir.
This weekend, this Saturday, it's Hazardous Waste Day. We have 3 locations: First Baptist Church, Gardendale, the classic car motoring on Grants Mill Road, and the Bessemer Public Works laydown facility. It's from 8 to 11:30 bringing in ammunition, appliance, batteries, electronics, household cooking oil, paints, paper shredding, and prescription drugs and old tires. So those are the things that they're going to be. I would recommend if you're to the public, get there early. Last year it was an overwhelming success and long line, and finally, and so get there early.
You said ammunition.
Yeah, good. Theo has a special box for that.
They can give me that. They can get it.
It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing to see what's brought in. It really is, especially on the ammunition side.
Yeah, and the paint stuff, that's good.
Yeah.
Okay, anything?
Yes, I have one. I just wanted to make sure that the public know about this new site this weekend at Macedonia in Ensley on Avenue G, 1329 Avenue G. This Saturday, they will start their vaccination clinics. They will be open Monday through Thursday from 9 to 3 o'clock. We just want to make sure that everyone know about it. All of our seniors within the community, please come out and take your vaccination in order for us to have the herd immunity that we need in order to stop the spread.
And it's opening Saturday?
It's opening Saturday at 9.
At 9.
From 9 to 3. Thank you.
We're adjourned. 10:01.
Or 9:01, or 9:58.
Well, you know.